Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. I am Muhammad Ilham from TI-2K. In this video, I will gladly share about what I've made on this project. Many thanks to Mr. Rosa Andre for being such a nice lecturer throughout this entire semester by allowing us to work on such a great project, because I personally learned much on Code Igniter, and I'm sure that I can convert it to Laravel, which is another PHP framework mainly used in many industries. And I think it is not only Code Igniter and Laravel in development that I've learned, but we also have created conceptual data model, and we have to convert it into physical data model. So basically that we really learn about database, basic database query system, and finally converting all of those diagrams into a MySQL database, procedures, fields, and tables. That was hard because at the beginning of this semester, like we've just got started, and Mr. Rosa, you already give us a lot of data that we have to normalize and so on and so forth. But personally, I enjoy it so much. But and eventually, we got a chance to be a minified version of full stack developer. So here it is, the result of my final project. So to begin with, it is open on two tabs because uh, I made a multi-level user. One level is administrator, and the another one is for the lecturers. So why we have to differentiate between each other? Actually, it really matters a lot because by differentiating the user level, we can divide and we can decide which features that should apply to each users. So to begin with, let's try to log in as administrator, because I think I spent 60% of my time to create this user level. This is actually the main page of my application in user level administrator. First thing first, let's see that we can click on that button just to make it make the user more focused on what is happening on the center, and we can see that it is provided some buttons here to manipulate the content of what is inside in this table, right? So and if we look if we can tell that we can upload the Excel file or get the Excel data. We will cover a lot of subtopic in here because like administrator has a lot of feature to be discussed. But first thing first, let's say if we want to create oh, actually this search button is works so well. So and the strength about this search bar is it works without refreshing the page. So by manipulating the JavaScript and using data tables, I think it works perfectly fine. So it will increase the robustness of our web application, and it can be used by high performance so that the administrator can use it very fast, can manage the data fast as well. So let's try to create a research group in this page. Yeah, let's say if 5, and I want to add a research group which is physio I think, and let's create submit. And what I really like about the system, after we perform an action, whether it is creating, updating, or deleting a query from inside the database, it provides you a good feedback of what action that you really did in the past. So previously we created a query, we created data inside of our table, and therefore it will give you information that the research group has successfully created. So that's being really helpful. The system is really helpful and user-friendly, I would say. And what if we want to change this physio research? Actually, you can do it with this button, and it is very easy. We just get the identifier, which is the RSID, and the research, let's say nothing. Okay, as we can see that the VCO, yeah, the VCO has changed. The VCO has changed into nothing. The VCO has changed into nothing, and the feedback is also differentiate as well. And after we successfully finished this perform, like the testing phase, we can delete it, and nothing is empty, like nothing is deleted. Nothing is deleted. Okay, so the next feature is still inside of this particular page, and I would gladly to say that each of these subtopic sub feature has all of these buttons, and upload the Excel file, get Excel data, and just for your information that in upcoming sections, like for example in RPS and SAP, the lecture contract, it will has an additional feature since it allows the user to download and upload the docs file, and we will get to it really soon after, but I think we should concern more about the getting the Excel data, because the administrator should work efficiently. So therefore I provided a CSV template so that it is already structured, it is already organized based on the columns of the database, so that it can match perfectly fine, and it can be the data can be inserted without any problem. Okay, we have successfully downloaded the CSV template, and actually this web application is still not yet to be perfect. Yeah, still not yet to be perfect, because like if you notice, here are the number two, yeah, number two, because I already tested previously about before I go stream this video. I already tested it, and it got an error. And how to avoid this error is we should rename this afterwards. But first, let's insert some data to be inserted into the database. Yeah, let's say if we insert, I think 5 is okay. What is big data, for example, and we have a human computer interaction, and another research maybe, let's say project management, and we have a web development, and maybe for the last research will be more concerned on data science. It will be also good. And after we got 5, don't forget that because of this space, my web page, my web application still cannot differentiate with which is the space, which is the comma. So therefore we should make it into one sentence. So let's create that. Let's say in here research group, or I will override this one. Yes, of course. Okay, let's try to upload this Excel file into this web application that is related, that is connected into the database. So if we see, oh no, we can access it with this, yeah, choose file, and then just choose research group, and we can upload the file, and it is automatically insert into the database. The reason why this is not complete is because of my table structure. I think I set the varchar into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. The 10 varchar. It should work perfectly fine if I put 25 or 30 something. Yeah, but the thing is, it works. The web application accepts the web application reads the Excel file, and some with some code with some coding with some programming, it can read the Excel value based on those cell values and insert each of those cell values into the column, so and without any problem. The reason why it has a little bug here, because I set the varchar into 10, I think. Yeah, after it is ready, we can do the export. So maybe for administrator to report to his seniors, he or she can perform it very well and very fast. That's what I like. Okay, so this is the previous one. This is the final export of this, like a summary of this table. It just get you like a download CSV. And for a good sake, maybe we can try to delete the changes here, so that it's still original. Okay, moving on to the next feature of administrator, we have a classes. So this is where all of those classes information stored at, and we still can export it as well. Like if you can see, it has a lot of, like it has a 51 class information, which will be related to another table as well. We can perform upload Excel file, of course. And if you wonder, the whole code is on the GitHub, but don't worry, I didn't upload the database because of course it's for assignment purpose, not a public purpose. But if you really want to check on my code and how do I create this web page with Code Igniter, I created it and I've uploaded on the GitHub, and maybe you can try to run to explore the feature of administrators and lecturers as well. And we will discuss the lecturers feature after this one. But let's see really quick what is inside of lecturers first, yeah, because this is like it has so many sub features. So this is where all of the lecturer status with, and we still can export. We can have a template and do the export as well, and it will work perfectly fine. Moving on to the field, this field is like, it's the main field of what the lecturer is teaching about, right? So we still can have a template, we still can have, and we still can have export as well. Like we can see, yeah, each of these, whenever we try to press the CSV template, it will just get you an Excel file with predefined, like it is a copy of the database, but it is empty. That's how to put it simply. And then we have a position, all of the position for last semester, I think, yeah, 2019, and the first semester. Yeah, just like previous sub feature, we have a CSV template. We can export it as well, and we can try to create, update, and delete. I think I won't repeat all of those process from the beginning because it is already repetitive. And again, if you want to check on my code, I will update my code in my GitHub, and you can try it as well. I will put my GitHub link maybe in the footer, yeah, maybe. Okay, I will get you the link after this. the lecturer, then we have positioner, then we have a TPA. TPA is like basically the academic advisor of this class. Like if we say TI2, let's say the academic advisor of TI2G. Interesting. Okay, then it returns us that the academic advisor of TI2G is Mr. Imam Fahrul Razi, or lovely lecturer. And maybe this is from previous year, yeah, when I was freshman. Then we have a research group lecturer. Actually, it is related with research group table that we have manipulated so much before. That's why I want to make it original previously in the research groups page because of this reason. So actually we can classify which lecturer are included in research group of Cerdas. Cerdas. So all of these 37 entries has taken Cerdas research group. And if we want to see the secondary priority of each lecturer, we can do this as well. So 52 lecturer has second research group during his work in Polynema, and we still can template export, like, because this is the easiest test that I can show you, and it is fast because I'm afraid that the video length will be very long. Okay, it still works. I believe we still have one more. Our okay, our distribution. This one. This is our distribution. So basically, this table tells administrators about what is the teacher like. For example, this Sir Ahmad Bahoudin teaches agama on TI-1C, and for this particular year and semester he has 12 hours a week to teach TI-1C about agama subject, about religion. Oh, it actually has a meaning. That was my extension though. I'm sorry for disturbing. And the last sub feature in JTI, this web application, I'm sorry, the RPSSIP. Let's check it out. So I just realized that my preview video of myself, like I'm using webcam, and you can see me on top bottom right on your screen, and yeah, it seems like I'm covering some buttons there, and just for that sake, maybe you can memorize that, and you get well informed that there are actually buttons there, and here it is. Okay, this is actually a button that were covered in my video preview, so I deeply sorry about that. And yeah, you can try to search for it if you haven't met any, but obviously it happened that I covered the button in here, the choose file button. And moving on to the video. Okay, I believe that Mr. Rosa tells us the task about download and uploading the docs file, and it still can be performed really well in this web application, alhamdulillah. So starting from the easiest one, it still gets you a good CSV template, which is, it's just a copy of the database, but it's empty, and we still can export it. And don't forget, if you are to upload the Excel file, you should remove this space by renaming it So make sure that the restriction is being remembered. I'm so sorry because the web application is still not that smart, but it's still working, alhamdulillah. Okay, so if you are wondering where is the download and upload button, let me tell you. First of all, the download button will be like some kind of invisible button, yeah. But whenever we click on each of these field in RPS and SAP, yeah, if you can see the cursor is changed. The cursor is changed from pointer into like you can click it, right? But when you hover into subject code, it's just tell you that it has nothing to do with it. It's just read only. But for RPS and SAP, like it's empty. So yeah, RPS and SAP, you can do something about it, right? So let's see if we are to download. Let's say, do we have a project in here? Okay, I think we can download this, yeah. I mean, you can download everything you want, but to make it more relate about this subject, let's try to download this project 2 and this SAP of project 2. And as you can see that I created a underscore on the file name, yeah. So this is actually the file name. I created underscore because I think it's already improvement since of course I learned better. I've done the research group classes first, and then when it comes to subject RPS, SAP, and lecture contract, it will be some improvement that the naming convention has already been fixed. So if we will see what is the RPS of second project. If somehow you meet this one, it means that it really has no value in, like, if we go to XMPP, htdocs, I believe that are the same, assets, uploads, and RPS. Okay, yeah, like for some reason it cannot be read. Like here it comes another problem, right? So whenever I want to download this because this is different format, dot I believe doc, yeah, dot doc, not docs. So we can fix it really fast if you open the source, because as an administrator we download from the server. So this should remain, this folder should remain on the server. So we have to change before we upload to the server. Make sure that all of the extension is changed into docs. I will do it really quick. The files on the server has already, all of them has the same extension. The reason why we cannot download the second project is because the download algorithm inside of my code is only restricted to docs, PDF, and not for the old version of Microsoft Word. So if the testing goes on the docs format, it will works perfectly fine. So let's check it out. Like the previously we try to download project, right? So let's try to open this one. It should has content right now, the RPS, right? Because like what I said previously, the format that can be read, the extension that can be read by my coding algorithm was only restricted to docs and PDF. And we can try to download another file as well. So let's say if you want to download K3, both of them should work, of course, keselamatan kesehatan kerja, then the SAP, ya, keselamatan kesehatan kerja. yeah, the algorithm of this, I really glad to share about this because the file name, if you concerned about it, the this is actually the database, right? It's only retrieving the data from database and put it all inside this table. And what I did here is to match the naming convention inside of this column, these columns RPSSAP into the actual file name. So by doing such a way, we can manipulate, like we can download it directly as long as the format can be read, right? Upload Excel file only restricted on putting the data that were accessed on CSV to the database, to the database, but not really upload those files into your server. It just provides you the database, not uploading the actual file. If we want to upload the actual file, we can try to use this one. Oh, yeah, we can try to use this one. After we download, then we can upload. And again, it has a naming convention, a naming restriction, or maybe you can say, because it is really important to differentiate which one is RPS type, which one is SAP type, and my program cannot tell so much if it is not declared as, the file name is not declared as this one. So maybe what should we try to, okay, maybe we can try for this, like I want to upload this one, right? First, because this is localhost here, of course it is not possible when it is on server, but since it is a localhost and for testing purpose, then of course we can do this. Let's say move it to the downloads, and for the actual server, you would say, what file is it? System information. Okay, then oh yeah, that was cut, yeah. Okay, then it has no system information in this server. If we try to, I will refresh this. If we try to download RPS or SAP, oh no, RPS of system information, it will return you nothing. It will download, but it has no content, like previous one. It has no content, right? Because yeah, the file is not there. The file is not there. So to make this misconception disappear, we try to delete this first. Okay, we try to delete this, and notice these 26 entries will become 25. Okay, yeah, just like previous sub feature, we have a good feedback here, and we should go to this, because if after we click delete and the URL is defined as that, and then we try to upload or download, it will get you an error, of course. I believe it was system information. I will remove the name because it still has a, oh, we have an original one. Okay, these 25 entries, it should create a new query. So here it comes for nothing. Okay, then we have 26 entries, so it means that it successfully being inserted and uploaded the file at the same time. So that's what, like, yeah, it's priceless. Yeah, we can see that it already being restored. We can know, and the reason why we haven't uploaded the SAP, but it is already exists there. Actually, it can be explained because the SAP, I didn't delete the system information, right? So that's why it automatically gets you the query. You can still get the CSV template, you can still do the export thing, I believe it's this one. Yeah, right. Then I think the last feature on the administrator, it is on the lecture contract. So obviously, when I discuss with like Brian, Dana, and other students as well, they have different algorithms to display the lecture contract, and I think that's perfectly fine. And just to make my web application more consistent with what I have created up to now, it just subject code. It plays a role as an identifier and the contract file and how you download it, and it's just click on there, and you got two contract files downloaded. And not forget to mention about uploaded by, like the okay, this is interesting fact. I will tell you later. Uploaded by will be explained related with the user level lecturer. So it will be really interesting. And we can download it. We can see like it is like just a copy of the database, but it's empty, and we can get all of the information. And yeah, we can still do the create. I don't mind showing this, like for example this one, and I don't know, maybe we have to compare it, right? And we can choose the file. Oh, maybe I will give you this one, contract. Like I want to perform this upload so it still works perfectly fine. Like for some reason we have a web language there, but it's not displayed there because the database is not being displayed. So we can try to update, but first let's delete this, move it to somewhere else, like maybe downloads again. Okay, we have this contract web language. We will try to upload that, so and make sure that after we upload, then it will be displayed in here. Choose file, and we want to select contract web language and try to. So basically, the process between this, the code igniter, the back end, right? It search for the file. First, they get the file information, the content, the title, all of those information, and after getting all of those information, then we will go to this directory. Hey, not this one. We will go to this directory. Like suppose this is a server. The server, the code igniter will handle the uploads from the user into this directory. So after we upload, your contract added. I really like about the feedback, yeah, because it really helpful. And as we can see that we have web language in here, yeah? Web language in here. Nicely done. Okay, I will not close this tab on administrator side, and I will just go directly into the user lecturers level user lecturer. Oh, I forgot to mention that we can register or login. Yeah, login, of course, we have done it on administrator, but for this testing, we can try to register. So both of administrator and lecturer side perform full CRUD, which stands for create, read, update, and delete. So basically, and in order to not make it too complicated, yeah, it should access at a different time, but it still can access the same table. But for the administrator, of course, it has more feature to be accessed or enjoyed by the administrator, which the lecturers cannot. Let's say if we want to register Mr. Imam. Okay, maybe his email and the username is Pak Imam, and the password is up to you. I still haven't defined the minimum letter or whether it has to be a complete sentence like minimal 8 letters, or it has to be variation of numbers, symbols, and upper cases, lower cases. No, I just created this one and it is not hashed. And the lecturer, it's supposed to be hashed, but time constraint. The lecturer, we choose the role, which we can know that Mr. Imam is a lecturer, and then we just soon create a register, and then we can do that. We can already enjoy the feature of this lecturer site. We can do login. Oh, I think I put the wrong password. Oh, nice. Thank you for the feedback. I believe, yeah, that's the correct one. Okay, this is the home page of lecturer user level. So basically, it's supposed to be displayed your photo or the lecturer's photo, whoever the user logged in. And yeah, kontrak perkuliahan. It is related with this admin database content, yeah, because in administrator first let's see the subjects that are being taught on Mr. Imam class. He has pemrograman berbasis objek subject, pemrograman mobile, and proyek tingkat 3. And it is not exist. Those are not exist in administrator side. Okay, right? Therefore, we have to, like Mr. Imam has to upload this file. Mr. Imam has to upload the file. It is similar, same algorithm with this, but it is on the lecturer side. Okay, so yeah, we can do the upload, but since I don't have a pemrograman mobile lectures contract, yeah, maybe we can try to upload a dummy contract lecture. We can do it really quick, really. Word, right? And then blank document. This is, let's say, mobile programming, yeah. Mobile programming contract bold, and want to save it on downloads because why not? And don't forget the naming convention. Okay, the naming convention should be like this: contract underscore, and then the subject code, because the lecturer should remember all of the subject code of what he is teaching, right? But don't worry, it will be automatically generated. Like the reason why this subject contracts appear in front of your vision is its identifier is the subject code. So you can basically just name it as you want. But for a good lecturer should obey with this naming convention. Contract. Actually, I don't know about the pemrograman mobile. I am not memorized that one. Let's see on subjects and we check that really quick. Pemrograman mobile. Oh, subject details. Mobile. So it has 2 results. And if we see that Mr. Imam teaches at TI 3A, then it should be this one, right? Because the semester, it is the 5th semester, which is level 3. So we get that subject code really quick. Oh yeah, okay, nice. Contract subject code is that, and then the name is mobile programming, and don't forget to not use any spaces. Mobile programming and docs, yeah. Okay, this is a dummy contract file, and for sure we can do the upload in here. Let's try. Yeah, it is hover, and we can submit. And if we scroll down, then it is supposed to be another lecturer that also teaches mobile programming can also download, right? Or if they have the newest version of the contract lecture, they can just directly upload and update the contract file, right? And of course, since Mr. Imam is the one who uploads these contract files, the administrator will recognize it. If you see, okay, oh, it's just like the same thing. I created the varchar maybe limited to 30 something. It is supposed to be like 100 to be safe because some lecturers doesn't, yeah, they have different standards of naming convention. Even it is already predefined as this, right? We will try to upload another as well, but the administrator knows that this contract file with the subject code is uploaded by Mr. Imam. So that's my point. And if for some reason Mr. Imam lost his files, he can download it. And the research group, we can know that Mr. Imam is being registered as is included on Cerdas research group and SE research group, and his primary, like his focus is on Cerdas because he is on a primary, like he is more dedicated to Cerdas, yeah. And the secondary is like the second research group that he has joined. Maybe we can try to test about another lecturer as well. This time I will register another one, and we can do Miss Atika. Miss Atika, maybe Bu Atika at email and Bu Atika. And the password, just to make it really quick. And the lecturer, yeah, register. And then we can do the exact same thing. Bu Atika. Okay, the main page is still the same, but the information is different. Oh, I forgot to mention that we have messages, like if you request something, communication between the lecturer and the administrator, it will be displayed in here as well. And maybe Miss Atika want to modify her account, she can change the username, she can change the email, she can update the phone number and address, and she can edit subjects, but it should be within admin's approval. It should be, yeah, admin's approval. And she can change the password as well. And this applies the same with all lecturers that are registered in the system. Okay, so I think this is more clear, yeah? because first thing, she only has two subjects to be taught in this application, at least with my database right now, and she is not included in any research group. And she can update the contract file if she wants, and this button works well with whoever that taught, whoever that teaches Bahasa Inggris 2 with Miss Atika, and he or she wants to change the contract file. And after the changes are made, all of those lecturers that teach Bahasa Inggris 2 can download the same file. The reason why we can do this is because the original file, maybe it was provided, maybe it was uploaded by the admin for some reason, because it is default. The lecturers that are uploaded, the subject, the contract that is being uploaded will override. The contract will override the existing files in the server. So that's why it can be done. It can be done. And yeah, if we notice that it has different information, be the first to upload because the administrator doesn't has contract files of Bahasa Inggris Persiapan Kerja, but the administrator has contract being 2, right? Therefore the information is updated. Okay, and we maybe for the last thing that we can test is to change her password. Like from previous password was to Atika, maybe we want to change it into something else, like Bahasa Inggris gitu ya. Do it really quick, save changes, and if we try to log in with previous password, we cannot. And if we try to log in with changed password, updated password, Bahasa Inggris, then she will get into the same home page just like before. Okay, I think that's all from me, because I believe that it has been 1 hour something, but obviously I will try to edit the video and I will upload it to YouTube, because why not? I'm so proud of this project, even though it has limitation for this semester. Even though I've learned so much, it's still worth to try, and it's still good to know. I hope that I can develop better software, better web application in the future, to make a program that is able to satisfy all of their user level, because it has improved effectivity, efficiency. It has a pleasing design in front end side, and it has no bugs for sure. Thank you, Mr. Rosa. That's all from me. I apologize if I ever make any mistakes, whether it's my program or my behavior in your class. I really thank you for your lecture and your assignments on this subject. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.